What's up, everybody? It's your boy JT. What a beautiful day it is. Um, it's just gorgeous out here. I'm really kind of shocked in a way that it's so beautiful and sunny, like 71, 72 degrees. It's a little windy, but it's fresh breeze, right? I just wanted to hop on here and say hey to everybody, and then also I know I had someone shoot me a message, actually email. It was another indie artist, up and coming, and they had some questions, and they want to get my opinion on a couple things. So I wanted to kind of share a little bit about it. So I'm not going to reveal who it is out of that, goodwill, trust. But anyway, to a lot of the indie artists out there, such as myself, I mean, sometimes indie artists they become a little discouraged because they don't have a record label or record deal or sign no kind of contract. You wonder, like, why don't I have a contract, or why am I not signed? And me personally, I have some friends and colleagues who are signed, and a few have their own label. But you have to ask yourself a question: is it your time? That's something I had to ask myself, and I had to come into an agreement with, to understand that everything that glitters isn't gold. Timing is everything, and as an artist, as a musician, we should know that automatically, that timing is everything, right? The first thing you learn how to do is learn how to count, learn how to keep time, right? That's how music and math comes together, with numbers. So, we learn how to do those things. So we have to understand that even in life, especially in the life of an artist or as a musician or a vocalist, it's about timing. And sometimes, you know what, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. You just got to keep moving, keep going, keep having the faith, keep staying persistent and consistent, and still just keep creating. Don't get lazy with the creation. Don't start leaning on something that's really not your identity and not who you are. Make sure you're self-aware of who you are and what you have to offer. If you play the saxophone, there's a lot of saxophonists. Okay, but it's not you. There's a lot of keyboard players, or a lot of flute players, or a lot of violinists. Yeah, but it's not you, right? You have your own identity. That's why each of us have our own unique identity with our fingerprint, our DNA. No matter if we look alike, even if we're related, we're still different people. If you're married, you're still two different people. You're two different individuals. You're two separate individuals come together as one. So you have to understand that you have a unique identity, and it's about timing, right? It makes perfectly sense when you look at it from a timeline, time signature type of deal. It's about timing. So don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. Stay motivated. Stay inspired. Make sure you take good advantage of the fact that you're not really pressured right now. Some record labels will put some pressure on you to say, hey, we need music from you every 3 months, every 4 months, right? When you're independent, you don't have that pressure. And I understand you don't have the budget either, but, or you may not have the budget, but, still you're able to plan accordingly. You're able to create your spreadsheets and spend the money allocated like it should be, with an even distribution or an even flow, right? So there's a lot to it. And just be grateful, that you are able to sing or play. Be grateful that you have your health and your strength, and you're not 6 feet underground. Be grateful that you still have that opportunity for things to happen, for big things to happen, because great things will happen. So don't be discouraged, stay encouraged, and just understand that, as an artist, our job is to create. Our job is to express ourselves through the art. We have a gift, so we are to use that gift and use it accordingly. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to have a gift. So not everyone has a gift. They definitely don't have your gift, because what you do, again, is unique to you. They may play the same instrument, they may sing just like you, but they're not you. Everyone is different. So just want to drop that out here and share those things. You know, at some point, we just have to make sure that we embrace the situation and use it as a stepping stone, as a moment of, we may have to pivot, but still use it to our advantage, right? And make sure it's something that we truly, who we are, we enjoy, we keep our identity. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. And oftentimes when you come across people who have their own label, sometimes they're not really signing people. Sometimes they're trying to build their own rapport, with trying to make sure that they are able to grow themselves or their own business. And some will say they'll sign later. I've got some friends that have their own label and they're not signing anybody, but they're using it as their own business because they didn't want to be tied to a record contract or a record label, other than themselves. And some started the label after their contract ended with a major label because they weren't satisfied with how things were being handled, or how they were being run. So and then you have some that are signing artists, right? But you just have to come to the realization that an acceptance, I shouldn't say acceptance, but embrace that it may not be your time. Like, it may not be right now. It's not it, right? But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right? And it doesn't mean you're supposed to give up. So it's like learning a song. You may not learn the entire song all at one big scoop, but you break it down in sections. I learned that from Chick Corea and George Duke. They taught me, like, I learned from watching them and watching their videos. Don't be so pressured and pressuring yourself to learn an entire song, especially when it's complicated. If it's something that's pretty easy, it comes to you, then that's one thing. But if it's a complicated piece or a complex piece or something with some complexity in it, then you want to break it down and you want to learn it in sections, master those sections, and then keep moving on. And then after the end, you play the whole entire thing, right? So that's what we need to do. Break our stuff down in sections, and make sure that we're clear on it and we have clarity with what we're doing. We understand who we are, we know our why and understand our why, and we keep moving forward and keep our heads up. Never look down in the dirt. Never be hard on yourself. Just because things aren't going the way you want them to go, does that mean you're supposed to quit? Does that mean you're supposed to give up? Does that mean, oh, I'm done? I've been doing this for several years and it's just I'm quitting. No, don't quit. You may have to take a pause. Pausing is good. Step away for a minute, pause, breathe, relax, restore, refresh, and then head back into action, right? Pause, don't stop. Pause, don't quit. Pause, don't power off or power down, right? You want to make sure that you are refreshed and you come back swinging, hitting hard. Got to stay hot. You got to do what you got to do. And so just again, to all you indie artists out there, and even those who aren't indie artists, maybe this is something that is kind of beneficial to you just to know and understand, and maybe somehow apply it to your own life, personal life. But definitely to the indie artists, don't give up. And it's fun. Make sure it's fun. If it's not fun, you might need to definitely take a pause and restore, right? Because when you're doing something you have a passion for, it's not going to all be, peaches and cream all the time, whipped cream, cherry on top, whatever. No, but if it's your passion, you should still have some fun. It should be something straight from the heart. You should understand. So as I say, 88 Keys, straight from the heart, straight from the heart, whatever it is that you do. All right. So enough of that. Just wanted to give my little bit on that, and sending out a thank you again to Westerville, Ohio, Columbus, surrounding areas, vicinity, Dayton. Man, it was great. We had a lot of fun at Good Vibes, packed, which I truly appreciate. We had a good time, and it was just really, really good to be out. So this coming Saturday, we'll be in Cincinnati. I'll be in Cincinnati with Adam Holly and Julian Vaughn at the Ludlow Garage. So if you don't have your tickets, I think they're almost sold out. But if you don't have them, get them now. And we will be there. We'll see you there on the 14th. And then on the 21st, I'll be with JJ Sanseverino next Saturday in Akron at the Blue Jazz. Very nice spot as well. So, yeah, just check out the website, jtjazz.com. Make sure you sign up on my email list. Make sure you subscribe, signing up on that. I'm on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, which is great. And, you know, join the fan club on Facebook. Check me out on IG. But yeah, let's I hate saying fan club, but that's the only thing that they have it defined as. I call it family club, fam, right? So just join the fam club. And let's just hey, let's just keep each other lifted, having a good time. All right, enjoying life. Life is too short. Alrighty, so that's it for me today. If you are in some beautiful sunshine weather, get out and enjoy it. Take a walk, take a jog, sit outside, stand outside or something. It is absolutely beautiful. And the fact is that there's no snow. Oh, can you believe that? I'm so excited about that. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day, blessed evening, and we'll see you soon. Take care. God bless. Let's keep the music alive. Peace. Oh man, it's so beautiful out here. It's just crazy. Look at that. Lovely. Pure farmland. Got some fields over here. Yeah. Man, it's gorgeous. Okay, y'all. See you later.